Thank you. So esteemed members of the education community, thank you for giving me time to speak today in favor of HB 7012 to establish a working group to address anti-Semitism in schools. Appreciate you being flexible because I had to step out a little bit before and letting me come back on. My name is Ari Schaffer. I live in West Hartford. I'm the founder of Greater Hartford for Israel. We're a grassroots group of several hundred strong that advocates for Israel and opposes anti-Semitism in the Greater Hartford area. Our membership extends from about Hamden up to Manchester, regularly including clergy and communal leadership from the area. I can tell you personally from interacting with hundreds of people on a regular basis, both involved in our group and in the large Jewish community, that the Jewish community in Connecticut and around the country has never been more concerned about anti-Semitism. For years in America, Jews have long been an outsized target of hate crimes. In 2022, even before the post-October 7th surge in anti-Semitism, Jews were the targets of more than half of religion-based hate crimes supported by the FBI, despite being just around 2% of the U.S. population. 2023 FBI data puts the anti-Jewish hate crimes at 63%, nearly two-thirds of the total. In the year after October 7th, anti-Semitic hate crimes jumped 200% over the previous year, according to the Anti-Defamation League. The weeks and months after October 7th revealed another harsh truth that I think this bill addresses adequately, that particularly on our elite college campuses, I know in Yale here in Connecticut, we saw that efforts that otherwise supported minority groups, vulnerable minority groups, excluded Jews from those they helped. Or legislation like this, understandably and rightly, supports anti-Semitism, supports the Jewish community in particular. I don't expect the legislature to solve this problem in one act of legislation. Anti-Semitism has been a problem for millennia, but what you can do is help the voters of Connecticut, particularly the Jewish community in Connecticut, feel confident that their own tax dollars aren't being spent to make them targets. In my own hometown of West Hartford, in separate incidents, a swastika and anti-Semitic flyers were found in Hall High School. Another school assigned students to read books by an author who had previously authored books that denied Israel's right to exist. HB 7012 signals to the Jewish community of Connecticut and all those who oppose anti-Semitism in our state, the legislature will do what it can to keep anti-Semitism out of the curriculum and out of our schools. This bill recognizes the post-October 7 truth that anti-Semitism needs its own initiatives, because other efforts to target hate won't address it otherwise. Said simply, this bill will be a strong show of support to a beleaguered and tired community, and it would be a meaningful step forward that indicates to the Jewish communities of Connecticut and around the world that the legislature supports them. Thank you.
Ari, thank you so much for your testimony, and I'm sorry for the enormous spike your community is experiencing in anti-Semitism. It's my hope that the community sees this effort as us recognizing this crisis and working to address it, especially for our schools. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for the effort and for the legislation. It does mean a lot.
Thank you. Any questions? Have a good evening.